Hey, welcome back to Shedding Light. It's been a while. We're talking ghosts. Oh, we're shedding light on them ghosts. We are going to hop right into the last two before the premiere this Saturday. That's tomorrow. We're going to be going into The Traveling Agent and, of course, Isaac's Wedding. We're going to hop into The Traveling Agent to begin this off, and that is going to get deep in the depths of Pete's ability. Yes, we were wondering, well, what's Pete's ghost power? We know Sopsies can go in the dreams of humans. We know if you walk through Isaac, you smell like farts. And we know so much about these other ghosts. We know Thorfinn can manipulate electricity because he was electrocuted before he died, I guess. And we know that Pete, because he was a schmoozer, a travel agent, if you will, he was able to leave the premises. He went beyond the barrier. I don't know why Pete was unable to do that or even test the theory of it. I guess he just watched everybody else and was like, I guess I can't go. But we did find out that he made it to the barrier. And I'm wondering if the his counterpart in the UK version had the same ability. That would have been kind of cool to find out. A lot of fun in the UK version. If you ever get a chance to, please check that out. But Richard Moriarty is a saint. He is so good in the show. He's one of the reasons why I keep coming back every time. Because this is an ensemble cast, everybody's the reason why I keep coming back. But Richie Moriarty really has really gotten to the depths of this character and really fleshed it out and made it a lot of fun. I'm Joe Dove. This is To Be Seen. If you wouldn't mind, please like, share, and subscribe. Check out our podcast, The Dis Dungeon. We are back and up running on that, and you can listen to that wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you want to check out some more of other things on To Be Seen, like 1 week later, and the amazing console room, which we hope will come back later on this year, and maybe more shedding light on shows, we are all here for it, and we appreciate you. So if you wouldn't mind, please like, share, and subscribe. It would help me and the folks here at To Be Seen, Billy, Brandon, and so many more out so much. And a big shout out to our Australian friend, Jason. You know him as VHS Jace. Make sure you go and subscribe to his YouTube channel. He is a partner in all this. He makes this look good. And we appreciate you and so much. And we are going to go hop into what is going on with Pete. So Pete realizes he can bounce. So first place he goes is to the Walmart. And wow, you run into ghosts that died in the. I thought this is hilarious. I know it's not funny to laugh at death, but I thought this is hilarious. Ghosts that died on Black Friday. Of course, you may remember the ghost, the gentleman on, depending on how you're looking at this, the gentleman over there, he was on Only Murders in the Building, which you can watch our recaps on this channel. And he was like the weird, obsessed fan. And yeah, he makes a cameo as a ghost in this series, which was really fun. So Pete, since he has this ability, he can go anywhere he wants. He goes for the gusto. He goes all out. He ends up on a desert, not desert. He ends up on an island like a Fiji down in the south, having a blast. And he meets a ghost down there and hooks up with her. And Pete's living his best afterlife, if you will. And I love that. I thought that that was a great little throwaway. We always knew he would have a ghost power. We always knew it would be something that would be related to the scout troop, but we little did we know it would be more related to his old job as a travel agent, and it worked out well. So he's down there. He went with his family to check out his living family, meets this gorgeous, gorgeous blonde that he just instantly falls for, and they hook up. And who knew that ghosts could not only hook up still in the afterlife, but they could dream? More on that later. But I thought it was great, the comedy that ensued. And yeah, he really made the best of it. And now we go into Isaac's wedding. Yeah, this is a fun one. So Isaac is gonna marry the. So he is going right into marrying Isaac. He has a dream where the hot stripper that they hired for his bachelor party comes back as a DJ, and he's been dreaming about him ever since. And boy, does the hilarity ensue. We get a deep dive into some of the afterworld aspects, and we got the thruple of Thorfinn and Flower with the just a basement ghost Nancy, one of my favorite ghosts on the show. They are pretty much getting married. The three of them, this throuple, um, really kicks it off because Thorfinn didn't think Flower was coming back, as we saw in earlier episodes. The holes are bad, but she does, and she's a hippie, so she's cool with thruples. She's done that before, I'm sure. But they do not invite the basement ghost to the wedding, and of course they have a little protest. But there is a monster coming in this episode. It's pretty cool. With this show, they really touch on really interesting topics, like as you would not expect from a comedy ghost show, but having the topic of polyamory, I believe it's called, having that as a basis on this episode was a surprise and a pleasant one because you got to probably open the eyes to a lot of viewers that probably know nothing about that type of lifestyle. So good on them to use the hippie ingest to bring the great things, the great beyond that's out there that people probably have no idea about. However, Isaac and Nigel are going to get married, and of course, Isaac's getting cold feet because he just can't get over this DJ slash stripper. And of course, the DJ slash stripper is very well built and comes in the house. My favorite part of this episode is when Hetty and Roberta are talking with Isaac to try to convince him that everything's okay and he should get married. And Sopsies comes up and talking about how the doctor's going to tells him how the doctor is trying to help the stripper come back, and they had to remove his shirt. And they're like, "Oh, I better go take a closer look. I gotta go see how he's doing," because the guy's super built, and if he becomes a ghost, I guess that's somebody that can also hook up with. But the hilarity ensues because there is something else that the basement ghosts are planning, because something came through when Flower came back, and that was the creepy Puritan ghost. Yes, Patience. The Patience was a Puritan that went out and got stuck on the earth outside under the ground and with all the bugs and worms and everything. And Isaac and she somehow got lost and were on their way back to the mansion, and he sneezed and lost her hand and like totally forgot about her. So Flower had been a big mention, like it was a brief mention in the past season, but in this episode it was mentioned a couple of times that Flower, and people kind of just dismissed it. Flower kept saying, "Hey, there's this. I made it out okay with the screams of the Puritan patients," and they were like, "Oh yeah, sure thing, Flower." They're just dismissing it to her being a druggie and all over the place. But reality was there was a Puritan ghost, and that's the one Isaac had lost out there, and she had come for revenge. So this ends with the Puritan ghost popping up. That was the before the wedding. That ended with the Puritan ghost coming up out of the basement ghost, and the basement ghosts, a throwaway scene or after credit scene, are seen tricking Isaac into coming down. It's like, oh, and we know the wedding didn't work out, and earlier they called it off, and they didn't want to hurt Isaac, so Thorfinn and Flower didn't take the moment, even though they professed their love and pretty much ditched the basement ghost, ending the throuple unceremoniously, so to speak. They did, however, get revenge because the basement ghosts are a little upset with the upstairs ghosts, and they did pull Isaac in, and they said, "Hey, we have a present for you, and even though the wedding didn't work out, we want to give you this gift." And as he goes over there, "Oh, well, that's so very kind of you." You just see these hands like grab Isaac and pull him back into the abyss, so to speak, because it's underground from the basement. That was a great cliffhanger. I eagerly awaited the season premiere, and that is what we're going to be talking about on Saturday. So be sure to come back to be seen. Make sure you subscribe. Come hang out with me, Joe Dove, and all the friends here on To Be Seen. We got Ernesto on the console room with me. We've got Billy on 1 week later. And of course, Brandon with Common Conversation and all his guests, as well as Shedding Light whenever he returns. And we're going to have a blast doing all of that. So let's talk Ghosts. What do you think? Want to join me? Hit me up. Hit me up on the bottom. You see there, it's X, Instagram, and Threads. You can hit me up on any one of those social medias and we can chat. And of course, here on YouTube and Facebook, you can find me at Founder Voice, which is the old mascot for the channel that we pretty much got rid of. So check us out. Let's have fun. There's a lot to discuss. There's a lot of ghosts to be found out about, and we're going to find out so much more in this season. Can't wait to talk to you tomorrow, Saturday, about it. Let's go.